Call this meeting to order.
There's no
It's
flag.
over there, it's over there.
We have to hang it up there.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Scouts always have.
You can just stand hold it if you like.
Well, everyone's pointing this way.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, this meeting has been posted in all the normal posting places. You want to just keep that piece of paper for the next time we get together?
Official record.
Because there's nothing on there. The agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay, we're on to the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, July 16th at 6 p.m. open session and Monday, July 16th at 6:30 p.m. The first one was open session. The second one is closed session as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any additions or corrections? And all in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay, we're on to the bill listing and financial report.
All right. Voucher listing, July 12th through August 22nd, 2018. From general funds, from payroll, checks numbers 553707 through 553708 for $968.46. Direct deposits numbers 900047142 through 900047166 for $38,597.83. Next, direct deposits numbers 900047167 through 900047224 for $91,279.72. Next, direct deposits numbers 900047225 through 900047302 for $71,773.12. Next is direct deposits numbers 900047303 through 900047360 for $85,199.34. Next, direct deposits numbers 900047361 through 900047391 for $44,749.51. Next, direct deposits numbers 900047392 through 900047449 for $89,387.97. We have wire transfers for payroll liabilities. Wires numbers 201800011 through 201800041 for $348,335.39 for a total payroll of $770,291.34. Next, accounts payable, checks numbers 53088 through 53126 for $232,232.98. Next, we have one AP wire transfer for $201800018 for $97.04. Next, credit card transaction 720 for $54,133.90. Then transaction 71318 through 7252018 for $60,880.93. Then transaction number 706 for $72.68. Next, ACH direct deposits numbers 181900011 through 181900031 for $2,734.19 for a total accounts payable of $350,153.72 for a total disbursement of $1,120,445.06.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Okay, Okay, then all in favor of approving the financial report and bill listing, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We have no delegations to be heard. We are on to the administrator's report, and we have first one would be accepted donations.
Donations, yes. We'd like to present and thank the Lethan family for donating $200 to our primary school playground, the Ryder family who donated $500 to the band program, and Merton PTO for their generous donations of $15,000 to the playground surface and $35,000 to the playground equipment. When you take a look at the overall project, they have contributed over 25% to the project.
That's
So
amazing.
a big, big thank you to our PTO and all of our families who really helped get out and raise those funds. So thank you very, very much. So just looking for a motion to approve the donations as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the donations as presented.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, then say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Personnel actions.
Sure, would like to present 2 individual teacher contracts. One for Mrs. Shannon Sprung, who is replacing Ms. Schwartz at 2nd grade. Mrs. Sprung is coming to us with 6 years of experience from MPS and a lot of experience in our current math program too. So she's been already a big impactor in that. And would also like to present Mrs. Dawn Fernandez as our new art teacher replacing Susie Thielen. So Dawn comes to us with 3 years of experience, an extreme passion in art, and a master's degree in art too as well. So she's fired up with the littles, that's for sure. So just looking for a recommendation to approve the individual teaching contracts for Shannon Sprung and Dawn Fernandez as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the individual teaching contracts of Shannon Sprung and Don Fernandez as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Information.
We're ready to start school. So Tuesday, we have our open house tomorrow, and we're expecting about 90%, close to over 800 families and students to come through our doors. We've got a lot of things going on, whether it be pictures, a lot of different extracurricular activities, whether they're our own or outside groups that really bring opportunities to kids to continue to explore their curiosity and pursue their passions too as well. So we're all staffed up, hired up, ready to go. Kids come on the 4th, so place looks great. All of our facility projects will be 90% complete, and just finishing up, the weather has been a little bit detrimental to some of our work exterior-wise around the playground. Just the rain has been very difficult to the sod farmers too as well, which we are going to be placing sod around the playground set, but we can't cut the sod, so it might look a little bit disjointed to start. But very excited about starting a new school year. Staff has been back already since last Monday. A lot of focus around, obviously, our literacy program, our math program, which is new. We've spent 4 days, giving our staff 4 days, had professional developers come from the programs, both Glencoe and Envisions, some inclusionary work, but ultimately leading up to our open house tomorrow. We have actually an ed camp coming with all of our specialists. There's 6 feeder schools that are coming together, and all the teachers in the areas of art, music, Phi-Ed, world language, and guidance are all coming together for a little ed camp here at Merton tomorrow. So we're expecting probably about 30 people, and what that means is basically we're just going to be putting all the music people together in one room, and they're going to talk about what they want to talk about. So the art people are going to get together just to kind of kick some collaboration going. Mr. Posick and I did work on some conversation starters as well about some key topics people can continue to collaborate about. Our goal is, I know we've got a lot of excitement amongst our own staff, and the other superintendents were very excited to get something going, because oftentimes, because I kind of rattled off things for literacy, math, science, social studies, those cores, sometimes the development of those PE and the specialist areas, we kind of leave them on their own to get their own development. So an idea that I had, and it's come to fruition. to get those folks together.
So will this be the first time? that's
First
ever
time.
done?
Guidance and world language get together quite frequently. World language gets together to make sure they calibrate towards the Arrowhead placement exam. Guidance gets together too. They work collaboratively on the social emotional and some mental health needs too as well to kind of develop and bring programs here. But for our PE and our music and our art staff, this will be new for those guys too. And it's very timely with a physical education adoption and to get those guys collaborating. So they're excited, and hopefully we have 3 hours of that, and it could last 30 minutes or it could go 3.5 hours. So we're really excited, but it's basically an ed camp. You get together and you talk about what you want to talk about. So
Share best practice.
share best practice,
Yeah,
yep.
really
See
cool.
what's going on, because everybody's doing the same work, and how do we, and those areas often feel like they're really on an island, and where do they go? So we're excited to see if this works. We'll see.
Okay.
That it?
That's it.
We're on the principal's report. We have included in our information, seclusion and restraint.
Per DPI guidelines, is we are required every year to submit the seclusion and restraint report to the board to notify the board of how many seclusions and restraints we had a year ago. We are very pleased to say that we have had no seclusion and restraints this past year. All of our staff, again, on Thursday, will be trained in crisis prevention strategies, CPI, and we're going to continue to do that just in case we needed to get to that seclusion and restraint possibilities. But our staff worked very, very hard, as we know that is the last resort. And this past year, we had 0. So just fulfilling that requirement.
As far as being the last resort, how many steps lead up to that?
Several. Basically, we try de-escalation strategies, which we try to deploy. And ultimately, we have to have the balancing test is, are they a danger to themselves? Are they a danger to others?
Okay.
That's really the balancing act. And as soon as one of those two items get triggered, then we are trained in how do we officially either seclude a child or restraint is really our last resort. Because seclusion, obviously, we would remove them from the area. No, we work really, really hard, and our special ed staff does a tremendous job of step 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way from outlining. I know I get stuff where they say, Ron, if you see this, don't interact with the child. Okay, well, because if you didn't tell me that, I would have, because that's just part of the plan, going back to that plan.
Okay.
So, but we all are trained in that. Retraining will occur on Thursday. So.
Okay, we have committee reports and the finance committee minutes.
Finance Committee, we met August 15th, and the first item we discussed was the food service, kind of talking about the year-end financials, and I shared with the group a financial report that we receive from Chartwell's every month. So some things to highlight out of that is that their meal counts, they came in 47 more meals per day than what was originally budgeted. And therefore, they actually made us a very nice profit this year. On their financials, they show about a $50,000 profit, which does not take into account some of our custodians that work within the cafeteria and some of the equipment repairs that we do throughout the year. So after all that is said and done on our financials, we are showing about a $40,000 profit this year, which is amazing compared to in the prior years, we were losing about $30,000 a year. And in 1 year, they really turned it around and just did a phenomenal job. With some of that fund balance that we have, we've now purchased an open air cooler, which should be arriving sometime this next week. That'll go here at the intermediate school, and then some other small wares. And we'll keep building that to do some remodeling work, but we're spending a little bit on stuff that has been needed over the past few years. So that's a great way to end the year. We do have a new food service director, if you haven't heard. Her name is Phillip, and she started with them in July. So she is excited to be here. She's met with us a couple times, is very responsive, and asks a lot of great questions. So I think she'll be a really great addition, and we should probably keep going forward with how it's been in the past. So excited for that. After we talked a little bit about the food service financials, we talked about some of our own financials for year end. Right now, they're unaudited, the auditors are still working through them, but I presented what was our total revenues and expenditures for the year. I don't expect any other changes to come from the auditors, but their final report will be in December. Overall, we actually had a nice profit at the end. So I did transfer $350,000 into Fund 46 at the end of the year, and that's just a great place to put it aside for savings for capital projects in the future with a little bit higher interest rate than what we currently keep at our fund balance during the year. So that's a great way to put that money aside and earmark it for that. So we just kind of walked through some of those financials. It was a great year overall. And then last of all, I showed the preliminary report that will be going in the Lake Country Reporter for our budget hearing. And that shows the audited financials from 16-17, unaudited from 17-18, and then our budget for 18-19. So it's a little preliminary look. It's very brief in nature, but it gives a little preview to where you'll be seeing come September 11th at our annual meeting. And right now, overall, I'm projecting about $100,000 use of fund balance to keep drawing this down a little bit. But there'll be a lot more details on that to come. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Or you see anything?
No, I think the only other point we had was in terms of the food service money we're making and putting that away for more renovating and upgrades. The one big thing we had talked about was redoing the floor in the cafeteria, that needs to happen sometime. And that's a larger expense because it's asbestos tile. So it just costs a lot to remove it. So that was kind of one of the things we were looking at building up the balance for.
Thank you.
Okay, then we're on to old business. We have the final review of the strategic goals.
Sure.
Established.
Sure. Per our strategic plan, we've highlighted 3 main areas to set goals around: teaching and learning, facilities and finances, and community engagement. So in front of you is just our final proposal. We had that as a first draft last month, and just looking for a motion to approve the strategic planning goals as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2018-19 strategic goals as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor then say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. We have discussion item about property on Plainview and Center Oak. Ron gave us some information in the packet that he did acquire.
Just to kind of highlight, you guys asked me to follow up on 3 main questions. And one is what's the current status of some land that's similar to our land up in on the northern part of town. David Krebs, who is selling a piece of property, about 7 acres, is selling it right now for approximately $24,000 an acre. He says, the owner isn't in a hurry to sell, it seems like, but a lot of interest, but more interest from a commercial side more than a residential side, given its location next to the railroad tracks and the size of the parcel, about 7 acres. So again, they're still right around that $24,000 per acre. As we know too, there was a press release regarding the town of Lisbon and the Haas Farm site, which is basically towards our northern boundary of Lake 5 and Hickory. It looks like they are going to bid on that to try to get a realtor in there to sell that. And they're
going to do it themselves. They're not going to.
Oh, they're going to do it themselves.
They're
Okay.
Eliminate the realtor.
Eliminate the realtor. But there's still, at least from the last press release that I saw, it's still right around $23,000 to $25,000 per acre.
Right, but
Yep.
it was just in the last now section,
Oh,
there was
okay.
an article that said that they were going to put it out for bids themselves.
So $23,000 to $25,000 per acre, and that is again north of our land, but again very similar in nature there as well. And then there was the possibility of me investigating with some civil engineers connected to the village regarding a possible additional entry or exit at the intermediate school onto Main Street. I did discuss this with two civil engineers and / designers who do this, and they said basically the school district, the parcel next to the district is about 66 feet, plenty wide to do basically any type of traffic, whether it be 2 to 3 lanes. Actually, you could put 3 lanes in there if really needed be as well. Again, there is the opportunity to do so. The other piece that they did highlight was obviously there would be more work that would need to be done coming in front of the school and bending it around and connecting to the current driveway area and parking lot. They did highlight another parcel that is for sale along Main Street that is basically almost a straight shot and lined up directly with our current intermediate school parking lot. That parcel is only about 50 feet wide, so it would be 2 lanes of traffic. Ultimately, you could do what you wanted to there, either now or before. What's on that parcel right now is an old machine shed, I would say, not a residential house is on there compared to the residential house that would be right next to school. So basically, you'd have an option there too, if that's something the board would like to pursue. Either way, if the board was interested in creating another entry or exit off of Main Street, the engineers did say that the county would require a traffic study to be done. Ultimately, that traffic study would highlight the purpose, highlight the problem, and give the data behind the rationale and the purpose to having another entry or exit from Main Street to our district property. I did talk to a company who does that, who the civil engineers referred me to, and they said they can certainly do the study. It is a pretty intensive study. They'd have to take a look at our entire complex. They count cars, but it's not just an intermediate thing. It would be a primary school idea too, because they are kind of connected with the bus lane and stuff like that. But they would take a look at the entire district property and see what was needed, if something was needed too as well. The assessment would take about 2-3 weeks. The turnaround then is pretty quick, if that's something that we wanted to pursue. It is approximately $10,000 to $15,000 from what they've highlighted.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that cost on top of the feasibility study?
That is the feasibility study.
So they're one and the same?
They're one and the same, correct, yep. The feasibility study is basically for you, because the feasibility is there. If you purchase the property, you could feasibly put a road in.
Okay.
The question that the county's going to want to know is what problem are you trying to solve with us putting another entry or exit onto one of their county roads in the village of Merton.
Okay.
This traffic study would help identify the need for that.
Makes sense.
To say, hey, this is why we've got this much traffic, this is the issue. They get the police involved and they pull all the data that would say, hey, we've had this many accidents or anything else like that too. So the one key piece that they did say is that traffic study in the eyes of the county would be valid for about 2 to 3 years. So outside of a massive change to the area, either our area, either Main Street or like our enrollment all of a sudden blowing up, they would hold that study as consistent for approximately 2 to 3 years.
Part of that study is documenting the current traffic flow and also estimating how this, feasible road or whatever, it would impact that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. They would basically create the rationale and the explanation that says this is why county you should do this.
Why we should do it too, right?
Correct.
I mean,
You could
just-
identify some things.
I mean, you could very well, they could very well come in, look at our traffic that happens here and say, well, the traffic volume is so high that even having another road may not solve anything. You might have to deal with this no matter what, so.
They may also come in and say, the traffic volume is high for 15 minutes a day, deal with it.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I'm.
That is possible, and they may come in
Yes.
based on their study, and we kind of talked about this previously, that it may be that it wouldn't help because people don't end up needing to go that direction, and so you're just going to back up a different intersection. And that's why we would need someone to actually actually analyze it.
Right. And right now, we don't, again, from an administrative lens, people are moving slow. It hasn't been an issue. Obviously, when we've redone our unusually hazardous traffic patterns, we actually have people crossing in front of the school on Main Street and then crossing again across VV on the four corners right there in the village too. So Phil, to your point, it is about 15, 20 minutes of congestion, and people are moving slow. It's designed to do that. But we have had, when we take a look at it in attendance, we've been up to 1,100 kids approximately, and that was a few years ago, and right now we're right around that 850, right around that 850, 900 realm. So
That's not necessarily proportionally more vehicles.
no, it doesn't mean that.
Right.
But when we talk about buses, when we had 1,100, we had 10 buses at one point, I do believe, and now we're down to 7, 8. Thank you, Stephanie. Right down to 8. But we don't see our ridership changing. Phil, to your point, just because we have less kids doesn't mean those kids just don't either drive their own vehicle, or they don't drive their own vehicle, parents are driving their vehicles, or it doesn't mean that our bus ridership is going up on our transportation too. Ultimately, we want our kids taking the bus, because then that alleviates flow traffic here and utilizes, that too. So, just information. And
Would it be beneficial to float the idea by the village board?
I guess
Does
the
the
question
village
they're
board
going
have a say in it?
No, it's the county roads.
Well, it's
The
still,
village-
that's in the village.
The
Right, it's,
village-
it's courtesy.
you would now be putting traffic through, and you'd have two neighbors, if it depends on where you wanted to go, with the road. The engineers and the people, even the traffic guy who I talked to said, obviously, you usually try to divert traffic away from buildings, and if you have an opportunity that's obviously is continuous with a parking structure already, that obviously would be ideal. So there is a parcel that is for sale right now that in theory would be ideal for that entry or exit onto Main Street. Because it takes traffic away from the building yet. You wouldn't have to move a crosswalk. You can move crosswalks are easy, but you wouldn't have to move a crosswalk. So that would be easier. Now it takes it closer to the four corners though. And are you going to let people go
But
left
the
or
question
just
is,
go
like,
right?
how many people currently leaving the parking lot, how many people turn left versus turn right,
Or go straight?
right? So then the people, well, you
Oh,
can't,
that
you
meant
can't
only
go
in
straight
the-
out. of the
Oh,
parking
I'm
lot
sorry,
here.
I'm sorry, the four corners. I'm talking
Yeah, no,
about
the
four
church, I
corners.
guess, but,
Yeah.
so, going left, then how many people come back down Main Street, right?
Right.
So that's the number of people that you would potentially save at the Four Corners intersection
Mhm.
if you did
Right.
this rediversion.
Correct.
And I guess the other big question to ask is what problem are we trying to solve? And is the purchase of the property plus the road development worth us solving X problem?
Well, probably what you're looking for, whether,
Do you want me to do anything with it? Any further direction? Obviously, this isn't an action item, but do you want me to gather any more information for you? Go talk to the village board?
I guess the village would probably have to rezone the land, right, so they would have a say in that.
Because right now, I think it's
probably
commercial.
commercial.
It's commercial.
It would
It's
be-
commercial.
Have to be rezoned institution. Or do you want to think about it for a month? Sound like we're under any pressure.
Well, the only pressure that might exist if someone comes in here and buys that property that looks great, that's fine, but I don't know.
From an administrative lens, I don't see a need to do it. I think it's, at this point, given our enrollment, given our traffic patterns, given, Phil, to your point, 15 minutes, knowing that we've had a volume of students here of almost 250 more, and it's been fine. People are moving slow, which is what we want. It is an inconvenience. You have to be patient. We have parents who get here at 3:30 and park in their cars just to get in and get out. So, but my email box isn't flooded with your parking lot is unsafe, really, is what we're looking for, because it's like, how come it takes me so long to get my kid? But we want you to move slow.
Right.
So, we want them to walk, ride the bus, or ride the bikes.
I already knew about the running bus.
There is.
Very eligible for us.
My kid's out for the next year or so. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't hear
I
it.
guess I don't,
Yeah.
I think I'm the one that initially maybe even
Yeah.
came up with the idea. I don't know that there's a huge problem. It was mostly the idea was stemmed from what would we do if we had a bunch of extra money from selling this other land we had? So it's just
Right.
And I think we should
something to
probably
think about, but.
wait on, see what happens with those other pieces of property. I also heard some scuttlebutt that the developer that's doing the Twin Pine Farm subdivision is trying to unload the phase 3, which is 55 acres to the south. So,
to the south. Okay.
to the south. So obviously, he's not interested in the piece to the north. He's trying to unload the piece to the south, so it doesn't look like there's a big push for that development.
I think if in the future, if there's that question is what would we do? Again, that's a different conversation and a
Well,
different thought
certainly,
process
yeah.
that right now I've got some ideas in my head, but, but that could be a future conversation.
It was more the synergy of talking about that and that house, that other house right in the corner here going up for sale. And
Yep.
what would that mean?
Would be the feasibility.
It was a fun thought experiment.
Okay,
Learn some more.
looking, we don't have any new business. We're on to future meetings and agenda items. We've got our budget hearing and annual meeting on the 11th.
And I'm very sorry that this was not updated. I think I just did it for the electronic documents, so,
What's that?
but now it is, you'll see it. So September 24th is Monday in September.
And we're doing 7 o'clock?
Does it send, what did we agree, 6:30?
We have been doing 6:30.
6:30, that's fine. I didn't update it from a year ago, so sorry. We can go 6:30. I should.
I can't be here before 7. I have
Oh.
staff meetings every Monday.
7's fine, but I preferred them being later, but.
7's fine with me.
Okay. All right, so that Monday works still? Is Monday still good at 24th? Okay. Then we get into October, the 29th,
That is a
Monday.
Monday.
Yep, I did talk to Sherry. Sherry's okay with that? Yep. Because ultimately, we have some deadlines that we need to state, or need to meet statutorily to deliver.
Like, when is trick or treating this year?
For the Village of Merton is Sunday, the
It's
28th.
Sunday for the village?
Yeah, for the village.
Just because the kids like. Actually, my kids don't like trick or treating that much, it doesn't matter. Going to strangers' houses, it's not their thing. Okay, sorry. I'm good with the 29th.
29th it is? Okay,
Yep.
everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
And we'll go at 7 o'clock. All right.
Any agenda items? Okay. We're on to a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. I'll second.
The motion is second. All in favor, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. We are adjourned.